How can Singapore strengthen its water sector while leading regional collaboration in Southeast Asia? In this special interview, Leong and Michael To of the Singapore Water Association share insights from the Singapore Business Forum and Coastal Protection Symposium, two platforms advancing innovation partnerships and future-ready solutions.
Hi Mr. Chu, so we just finished the Singapore Business Forum, so we just want to hear a bit of your thoughts. How was it, and what is the strategic vision behind this year's edition, and why is it so significant for the region?
Well, thank you very much for your participation also in this very special edition of the Singapore Business Forum put together by the Singapore Water Association with all our partners coming from around the region in Southeast Asia. One of the reasons why we wanted to have this session was really to see how we can kickstart the whole idea of a better collaboration across the different countries in the ASEAN region to deal with the common challenge of building water security, water resilience, and put together essentially trajectories of development towards a more sustainable future. And Singapore Water Association being an aggregation of all our industrial capabilities covering literally all the different aspects in the entire water ecosystem. We have much to offer in terms of solutions, in terms of advice, in terms of even funding capacity to see how we can help build a stronger water ecosystem that will basically bring forth better resilience, better security, and even more water affordability within the region of Southeast Asia. And I would say that the opportunities are immense. It's really for us to figure out how we can actually tap on this and work with our partners closely and hopefully bring out a better future where we have more sustainable and more secure water system within Southeast Asia region.
Like you said in your introductory video, I mean SWA has been around for 20 years, right? Really looking forward to see what's the next decade and what SWA is going to bring. Thank you for that.
But I just want to add that the vision here is really one of collaboration, going beyond the shores of Singapore, hopefully starting with our region. But we don't have to stop with our region, and we can, depending on our success within the region, see how we can also go to further areas further afield.
For sharing. Moving on also, besides the Singapore Business Forum, the Coastal Protection Symposium is happening tomorrow. Could you perhaps tell us how, like you said, the keyword is collaboration, how is SWA enabling these partnerships across Southeast Asia, and what are some early signs of progress for you?
One of the new things that the Singapore Water Association has been working on is really the formation of what we call the Coastal Protection Chapter. It's a new thing for us, and we have actually gathered new members who have come in with capabilities relating to strengthening coastal protection, more from the perspective of how we can actually deal with the challenges of climate change, rising sea levels, and bring forward mitigation measures. And therein lies a huge opportunity because, first of all, in Singapore, the government has already gone forward to see how we can organize better in order to drive the implementation, planning and implementation of solutions, long-term solutions to deal with the challenge of rising sea levels due to climate change. And because there will be significant expenditure in this field, I think it's a great opportunity for us to gather the local capabilities, working with those that are coming from outside Singapore but actually based in Singapore, to I think form a more coherent, more integrated ecosystem that can rise to the challenge and see how we can actually go forward to help do the planning, help build architecting, and help to look at implementation of coastal protection measures. And many of these measures actually will be very long-term, but we are taking a long-term view that this is a great opportunity, not only to help build the entire ecosystem, but also create a new business opportunities. Because whatever we are able to do here in Singapore, we can take the lessons learned and also use the track record that we have and take it and share with, I think, obviously the countries within the region and beyond. And climate change affects everybody. So rising sea levels is not only a concern of Singapore, it is a concern within the region and everywhere else. And I think this is a good opportunity for us to figure how we can actually do this better. And we take a small measure by hosting essentially a simple Southeast Asia Coastal Protection Forum, where I think you will see many participants coming forward to see what are the challenges that are being faced and what opportunities therein lie for all of us, so that we can actually rise to the challenge, collaborate and bring forward obviously useful solutions that everybody can lean on.
Thank you, President. Yes, I think my takeaway was really that challenges can be seen as opportunities for today's takeaway. So you reiterating that really is the point of this.
That's right.
One more question regarding on the Coastal Protection Symposium as well. How does it tie into Singapore's long-term resilience agenda?
Well, I think in Singapore, resilience has always been thought from the perspective of one, ensuring that there is water security, there is resilience of supply. And Singapore has been working on that for many years. I think today you see the fruits of our labour. I think we're much more confident in terms of our water supply system being resilient, being sustainable, and also being affordable as well. And that system has been built over the years through application of technology, of system thinking, as well as multiple collaboration with different stakeholders. But as we develop the systems, as we bring forward obviously a more sustainable, more resilient water system, we are now faced with the new challenge of climate change. I mean, we all wish that we can perhaps turn back the clock as far as climate change is concerned, but I think to be realistic, there is a need for us to figure out how to start taking measures to mitigate the impact of climate change. And therein lies the whole effort now being focused on building up capabilities to protect our coast. Because rising sea levels is a serious threat. I think it's a serious threat, and we don't really know how this is going to shape up. But I think it's better to be prepared than not. And I think this is where in SIWW we see a great opportunity to ride on the good work that we have already done, building up water resilience, building up water security as an industrial water ecosystem. Now we are applying the same concept and see how we can do that to protect our coast and mitigate against climate change impact.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chu, for your time. Hey, Michael. You're the Managing Director for SWA and you're also the moderator now for the Singapore Business Forum. So just to kick off, we want to know from an operational perspective, you've been doing the runs prior. How do you find this year's forum curated to address the current industry needs, and what can participants expect in terms of actionable insights or opportunities?
Thank you. That's a very important question. I think we thought hard and long about it. Actually, this Singapore Business Forum, which is co-located with the IHR and the Spotlight, is extremely important and it's timely too. I think what we have seen is tremendous interest, given the various challenges that the region is facing. No less water solutions, but there's also climate change. There's also increasing costs. So it is important for us to come together as a community, talk about some of the key issues. But I think one of the most important theme that's coming up is how do we collaborate better as a family, as a community in Southeast Asia. I think there are different perspectives from different countries, but I think there are common traits. Like for example, you hear about the need to manage leaks, the need to maintain assets, the need to maintain floods, how to manage non-revenue water, right? So I think there are learnings that we can share, and I think that's one of the things that we hope that this panel will present. How do we address some of our common challenges? But at the same time, maybe between the businesses, we have opportunities to see whether we can help each other and then maybe expand and grow our business. I think that's something that we hope to see being done a little bit more collaboratively across Southeast Asia.
I'm sure it'll be a thoughtful one after this. Okay, moving on to the next question. I'm also curious with the public and private sector coinciding a lot. So in Singapore, we know PUB, UOB and even the Singapore Business Federation participating. So what do you think the roles of this partnership will play in building a future-ready and a competitive water industry?
It reminds me of a saying, it takes a village to raise a child. And it's true for the water sector as well. Like if you look at today, we bring together thought leadership. But I think if you visit the exhibition, then you realize actually, you need the industry to play a role, right? Be it planning, design, construction, operation and maintenance. But at the same time, you also need the finances, people who can advise you. So I think we are extremely happy that I think UOB has come on board with us. They support us collaboratively, they give us advice. I think, when you land in a foreign country, you need to set up a business account. Simple things like that, right? How do you transact, how do you work, and how do you meet the partners locally? So I think we're extremely happy with the diversity that we are able to bring together. I think we'll continue to do so. I think we want to bring in different partners. In fact, for today's session, we even have the World Bank and ADB. Right? I think the idea is really to bring together various stakeholders. I think from us to share their perspective. I think it's often said that it's easy to learn, but it's hard to localize. So I think it's important for us to be able to understand how as businesses, when we get to a market, how do we adapt ourselves, how do we translate, how do we navigate. So I think we hope to bring together the various partners and we are committed to help our members to internationalize and regionalize.
Yeah, I think that's quite crucial also.
Thank you. Yeah, I think it's important.
Thank you, Michael. So one last question. So what do you think are the key outcomes of follow-up that SWA hopes, it will emerge from this year's inaugural symposium, the upcoming business forum and the Coastal Protection Symposium?
Yeah, we are very excited. We are doing a few new things this year.
Can tell.
Yeah, so I think it's also part of a learning process.
Okay.
But I think more importantly, I think for us is based on two trusts. One is we want our companies to grow and develop and to be able to serve Singapore, firstly and foremost, and then the region. So that's one trust. But equally important, I think we are also looking at new sectors that presents opportunities. So we are talking about coastal protection and flood resilience here this time round. But I think there are other emerging sectors, like for example, industrial water. I mean, this will complement what we are already strong in. Like for example, municipal water, managing assets, managing non-revenue water, leakage management. And I think there are also new areas, like for example, the use of digital technology, smart technology, and of course now AI is getting to be more pervasive. So I think what we hope to do as an association is bring some of these topics and themes to the fore, learn from the sessions here, and over the time develop the ability to have important but insightful conversations into this area. But at the same time showcase real and pragmatic solutions that is sustainable that you can see in some of our exhibition areas.
Very exciting. Looking forward. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
As Singapore strengthens its water sector and deepens regional ties, the role of collaboration, innovation, and shared vision has never been more important. The Singapore Water Association remains committed to supporting dialogue, driving partnerships, and empowering the region to build a more resilient and sustainable water future together.